Hello everyone, you are watching Naresh IAS Academy YouTube channel, and now I am going to analyze and discuss the second part on answer writing session. Okay, I have already discussed the part 1 on GS paper 2 for IAS mains exam. GS paper 1 I have already completed, so you must watch and listen there. And one more things you must know, according to the UPSC syllabus, I have completely discussed the GS paper 1 and GS paper 2 on the YouTube channel. So many students are sending their answer in Hindi and English medium, and this is the answer of one student who has sent me, and now I am displaying the answer. You have to write answer of that question which was asked by UPSC in 2021 IAS mains exam GS paper 2, and you have to answer in 150 words and maximum marks are 10. Okay, the students have started. Parliamentary system has been adopted in India, according to which the executive works under the parliament theoretically, and the executive is evolved from the parliament. And he has changed the para. In India, the parliament established control over the executive in various ways, such as, and this is the second para, through starred and unstarred questions. Information is obtained from the executive on national and governance later subject. Second point, financial control over the executive is made through debate and discussion on the budget. Third point is, the executive is controlled by not passing ordinary bills and the money bills. Fourth is, the executive is prevented from becoming a dictatorial power by a motion of no confidence. And the fifth point is, the executive is also made responsible to the parliament and the constitution through parliamentary committees. And the last para is, parliamentary control over the executive in India is very effective. This usually results in a clash between the two. Therefore, the adoption of presidential form of government is supported in place of the parliamentary form of government in India. Finally, he has concluded the answer. The balance of power between the legislature, executive and judiciary was accepted in India. Therefore, by improving the present parliamentary system, it can be made more useful. Okay, so this is the answer of the student. Now we have to evaluate this, and how many marks this answer and the candidate how many marks may obtain. Definitely he has tried to writing between the line, or simply he has described how the parliament control the executive. But here the question is, to what extent parliament is able to ensure the accountability of executive. The question is not demanding how the parliament control the executive, but the essence of question is something else. So I can say the answer have drilled from the direction, and definitely the answer only have the 3 marks out of the 10, and this is the poor marks. And again, as I am saying, if you want to finally select in the IAS exam, you have to ensure about 50% marking in each answer, or sometime more than the 50%. Okay, then how can we obtain the maximum marks? How to write the good answer? Firstly, you should read the question more than once and try to understand the terminology used by the UPSC. Then you have to explain the answer according to which, to what extent. You can say for the a large extent, too much extent, only some extent. In this way you have to conclude your answer. Then you should write, in the parliamentary system there is relationship between the executive and legislature or parliament, because executive has its origin within the parliament. So definitely parliament has so many ways of controlling the executive. This is the introductory part, and now you should change the para and you should write parliament ensure the accountability of executive in the following ways. The point 1, through the financial manner, parliament makes control or ensure accountability of executive in the financial sector, instructing the executive for preparing budget and presenting the budget in each house of the parliament, and 2, discussion or debate over the each part of the budgeting. So this is the accountability. The parliament is instructing the executive, you have to prepare budget, present the budget, and now you should mentally ready for debate and discussion, and you should bear the criticism from the opposition side. Second point, parliament makes accountable executive through the legislature or legislative manner. In this way, parliament requires to governance over the country. Some new laws or bills must be introduced in the parliament. So the executive introduce various kinds of bills, rules, regulation in the parliament, where these bills are discussed according to the constitution, laws, or the socio-cultural dimension of the country. So parliament ensure the accountability of executive not to exceed the constitutional limit or the socio-cultural fabrics of the country. This is the accountability, because the executive may introduce or pass what kind of bills as they are targeting if they have the complete majority, but here the parliament is instructing the executive. And the third is parliament ensure the accountability of executive through the question answer session. Member of opposition asked different kinds of question from the executive or the member of ruling party, and through the questions they make them more accountable toward the parliament, toward the country, toward the people of the nation. If they are not able to answering sufficiently, definitely they have to under the mentally pressure to answer in the next time. So the executive could not try to escape from the question answer session. And now you should change the next paragraph, or now we have to draw the direction according to the question. In India, parliament however has so many ways to control the executive, but mainly this depend upon the circumstances, and these circumstances are the absolute majority or the less majority. If the union government has absolute majority in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, lower house or upper house, so in that circumstances the parliamentary control is least, and parliament cannot make executive more accountable. So you have to write this, because this is the a complete game of the majority. If the government has absolute majority, then there is no way, there is no matter of the passing the no confidence motion, there is no matter of the dismissal of the executive before the time, and they can avoid the so many question and their answers, and they can sideline undermine the opposition if they have the absolute majority. But in case of the coalition government or the less majority, then parliament can make more accountable the executive. And in India, since the independence, definitely the majority rule have shaped the relationship between the parliament and the executive. These words, this direction must be reflect your answer, because this is the demand of the question. It will provide you the maximum marks. Okay, then in this way you should try to understand, and you should try to practice the answer writing. Thank you.